My name is Daniel Woods. I'm 26 years old from Boulder, Colorado, and here at the Sharma Climbing Gym for the Petzl party. Yeah, so at the moment I'm staying with Dave Graham and Maddie Hong in Camarasa, and been climbing in Oliana and Margalef for the last 3 weeks, just sessioning hard on all the amazing sport routes, most of them established by Chris. So it's always been a dream of mine to come here and get to climb on these routes, so it's been good. The crags in Catalonia are incredible. Where I come from in the US, our limestone sport climbing, it's good, but it's not as good as what you guys have out here. So for me to come and get to session on all these classic routes is a real treat.
Here?
Yeah, so I'm mostly a boulderer, so it's nice to be able to get out of my element and switch it up and climb on some long sport climbs. And it's crazy though, it's been hard to adapt because I'm used to doing things that are like maybe top 7 meters tall, and a lot of these routes are like 50 meters. So building the endurance has been a challenge, but it's a good battle. Yeah, I've definitely done a few routes that are hard. Last year I climbed Thor's Hammer in Flatinger, so that was graded 9A plus, and it was good to like be able to step out of my bouldering zone and be able to climb a hard sport climb. And now I've kind of caught that bug, and I'm psyched to like progress my sport climbing and see what I can do with it. I think at the moment my goal is to predominantly climb sport routes and be able to just like really get into it and know like how to climb as a sport climber, and try to test what I've learned in bouldering and apply it on some of these harder routes, because a lot of these 9A plus, 9B, they're essentially just a bunch of hard boulders stacked on top of each other. So I feel comfortable in the hard sections. It's just learning how to like build a rhythm, learn how to breathe properly, and just get into that zone to be able to do them.
Climber.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, my overall goal is just to be an all-around climber. So I definitely won't stop bouldering or anything. I love bouldering too much, but it's good to take a few steps back and just be like, oh, okay, let's try something new, and like try to perfect my level in a different way. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now, is just like polish off my sport climbing ability so I can flip back and forth and be able to climb a hard boulder, then be like, oh, maybe a week from now I want to go climb a hard route, and be able to go do that and just know that I can climb everything. So I've been here for the last 3 weeks, and then I think I'm going to stay here now until April. And then after that, I'm going to go and do all the Boulder World Cups. And then after that, I'll actually be moving here in the summertime. So I'll be home basing out of Barcelona, and then I'll get all these crags they'll be all local and stuff. So it'll be good. And I feel like if I want to progress my ability in sport climbing, I need to come to a spot where it's everywhere. So I think living here will really help that, because not only do you have just 1 or 2 cliffs to choose from, you have like the whole region, you know, and all these areas have multiple hard test pieces to them. So it's actually overwhelming. I got here and I was like, man, there's like a 9B here, a 9B there, 9A plus here, 9A there, and I'm just like, oh man. But at the same time, really motivating, because when you see something like that, that's what puts you into that mindset of wanting to try hard and like learning how to adapt to that failure to have success. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I have a few routes that I'm close on, and hopefully can polish them off in the next few weeks. The goal is to try to just like know how to climb everything and go out there with confidence and not be afraid of anything that they set for you. So yeah, I've competed in a lot of World Cups in the past, so I kind of know what to expect, and it's just more conditioning myself to be prepared for what they set for us and just go out there and do my best. Yeah, you always have this issue. I think it's weird because it's only in bouldering where you see this, where you'll find a lot of these 8C boulders and they'll get put up, and then all of a sudden someone will repeat it and be like, no, it's downgraded immediately to like 8B plus, or they'll propose 8C plus and it's immediately downgraded to 8C. Whereas like in sport climbing, now you have 9B, 9B plus, even 9Cs like on the horizon, and they just keep pushing that level up. So I feel like it should be the same in bouldering. It's like if something's hard, and you should know like what, like there's a handful of guys out there that should know what AC Plus feels like, and then they shouldn't be afraid to say it's AC Plus, you know? That's just how I feel on it. I proposed AC Plus for the process just because it was, for me, one of my most challenging boulders that I've put up. And if it gets downgraded, that's how it goes, but at least I know in my mind, like, this is the difficulty and this is how it felt, so this is what I feel like it should be compared to everything else that I've climbed. And if you just keep that open mind with a lot of problems out there, and then it should be good. But obviously you don't want to go and call everything AC Plus, you know? It's, especially if you haven't even repeated that many AC boulders. Like if you've only done a couple and then you go do a first ascent and you're like, oh, it's AC Plus, then, well, maybe you don't really know what AC Plus feels like. But if you've done 20 AC boulder problems, I think you should know what that next level feels like, so. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I think, so like how it works is like, for me at least, like it's all about building your pyramid, like going and repeating a bunch of 8Cs, a bunch of 8B plus, knowing how that grade feels, and then going and maybe finding something that's a little bit harder, and then knowing like, okay, this should be the next step because I've repeated all these other hard test pieces from all these different climbers that are also in different styles. And maybe what I've just put up is harder, so I'm gonna call it 8C plus now. And if people come and repeat it really quickly, then maybe it's easier. Or if it comes and it goes multiple years without seeing a repeat, then it should stand as being hard, you know? So, and the thing is like, there's multiple guys out there that can climb 8C plus. There shouldn't just be one climber, you know? It's like, you have guys like Nale Hukatayeval, Jimmy Webb, Adam Ondra, Nacho Sanchez, the list goes on. They're all like some of the top level climbers, and what they do is impressive. So they should, like, that 8C plus is there, you know? It's like, it's just finding that right climb that fits that grade. It'd be cool to go up and try Chris's new boulder, the Catalan Witness the Fitness, and then go and try some of Nacho's boulders up in Madrid. These all look really nice. Go climb in Albarracin. I've never been there. And then, yeah, it'd be cool to just go and find some new hard test pieces to establish here. Maybe there's an AC plus lurking in Spain, so that'll be the goal. We'll go try and find it.
Of rock there is, so
oh, there's. You guys have too much rock.
we